Most people think the reason they cannot speak English is simple. They believe they do not know enough words. They believe their grammar is not good enough. They believe they need more time, more books, more lessons. But the real reason is much deeper and much quieter. The real reason is fear. Fear of making a mistake. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear that someone will laugh. And because of this fear, millions of people stay silent every day. They read English, they watch English, they understand English, but when it is time to speak, their voice disappears. Maybe this feels familiar to you. Maybe you understand English videos. Maybe you can read English posts. But when someone asks you a simple question, can you speak English? Your heart starts beating faster, your mind goes blank, and suddenly all the words you know are gone. Today we are going to talk about something very important, not just learning English, but learning how to finally speak it. Because speaking English is not about intelligence, it is about courage. And once you understand this, everything begins to change. Many people spend years learning English the wrong way. They memorize long grammar rules, they write difficult sentences, they read textbooks again and again, but they almost never practice speaking. So their brain becomes full of knowledge, but their mouth has no experience. Imagine a man who studies swimming for 10 years. He reads books about water, he watches videos about swimming, he memorizes every technique, but he never enters the pool. Now imagine the day he finally stands near the water. His body will freeze, because knowledge is not the same as practice. And this is exactly what happens with English. You may know many words, but if you do not speak them, they remain trapped inside your mind. And slowly, something dangerous happens. Your confidence begins to disappear. You start telling yourself a story. I am not good at English. I cannot speak. Maybe this language is not for me. But that story is not true. You were simply practicing the wrong skill. Let me tell you a short story. A young man named Amir worked in a small office. Every day he heard his co-workers speaking English. Sometimes clients came from other countries, and when they spoke English, Amir stayed quiet. He understood most of the conversation, but he never spoke. One day his manager asked him a simple question. Amir, can you talk to the client? Amir smiled nervously and said, No, my English is not good. But the truth was different. His English was not bad. His courage was. That night, Amir went home feeling heavy. He sat alone in his room and thought about something painful. He had studied English for 6 years in school, 6 years, and still he was afraid to speak one simple sentence. At that moment, something inside him broke, not in a bad way, in an honest way. He realized the problem was not knowledge, the problem was silence. So the next day, he made a strange decision. He started speaking English even when it was uncomfortable. He spoke slowly. He made mistakes. Sometimes people corrected him. Sometimes people did not understand him. But something surprising happened. Every day it became easier. After 3 months, he was having real conversations. After 1 year, he was speaking confidently with clients. Not perfect, but fearless. And that changed his life. This is the shift most people never make. They wait for perfect English before they start speaking. But perfect English never comes first. Speaking comes first. Fluency comes later. Your brain learns language through use. When you speak, your brain builds new connections. When you make mistakes, your brain improves faster. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are training. Think about how children learn to speak. They say words wrong, they mix sentences, they make many mistakes. But nobody tells them to stay silent until they are perfect. They speak again and again, and because of this, they become fluent. The same rule applies to you. Your voice becomes stronger only when you use it. Now let's talk about 3 powerful lessons that can change the way you practice English forever. The first lesson is simple. Speaking is a muscle, and every muscle grows through repetition. Imagine someone who wants strong arms but never lifts weights. They only watch fitness videos. They only read about exercise. Their arms will never change. Speaking English works the same way. Your brain must practice forming sentences. Your mouth must practice saying them. You do not need perfect grammar. You need movement. A simple action can help you start. Every day, speak English out loud for 10 minutes. Talk about your day. Describe what you see. Explain what you were thinking, even if you are alone. Your brain will slowly adapt. Confidence grows through action, not theory. The second lesson is about mistakes. Most people treat mistakes like enemies, but mistakes are actually teachers. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Nobody learns without falling. The falling is part of the process. Language works the same way. Every wrong sentence teaches your brain a better one. If you avoid mistakes, you avoid growth. Imagine two learners. The first learner speaks every day and makes many mistakes. The second learner stays silent because he wants perfect sentences. After 1 year, who will speak better? The answer is obvious. The brave learner wins, not because he is smarter, but because he practiced. So here's a powerful action step. Start celebrating mistakes. When you make one, smile. It means you are learning. The third lesson is about identity. Many people say, "I want to speak English," but inside their mind, they still believe something else. I am bad at languages. I am shy. I cannot speak confidently. These beliefs become invisible chains, and chains control behavior. But something important happens when you change your identity. Instead of saying, "I want to speak English," say something stronger. I am becoming someone who speaks English every day. Identity shapes action, and action shapes results. If you see yourself as a learner who practices daily, your brain begins to act differently. You become more patient, more consistent, more fearless. Your progress becomes natural. This is the moment when everything begins to change. You stop chasing perfection and start building courage. You stop hiding from conversations and start stepping into them. Your voice may shake in the beginning, your sentences may be simple, but something powerful is happening. You are training your mind. You are building confidence. You are proving something to yourself. You are not weak. You are not incapable. You are simply in the process of becoming stronger. Every sentence you speak is a step forward. Every mistake is a brick in the foundation of fluency. And slowly, quietly, your identity transforms. You are no longer someone who studies English. You are someone who speaks it. Remember the truth we talked about in the beginning. The real barrier was never vocabulary. It was never grammar. It was fear. Fear built the wall, but courage breaks it. Not in one moment, but in small daily actions. One conversation, one sentence, one brave attempt at English at a time. And one day, amazing things happen. Someone asks you a question in English. Your heart stays calm. Your mind stays clear. And without thinking too much, you answer, not perfectly, but confidently. And in that quiet moment, you realize something powerful. The voice you were searching for was inside you the entire time.